Hi, this is Jim Goodman, and I want to welcome you to 10 Wheel Adventures. This week, Blinn and I traveled from Sandhill State Park in Utah to Huntington State Park. It's located about the center of Utah, and there's a lot to do in the area. These are some of the highlights in our drive up and over the mountains to get to Huntington. There were several places that we saw snow, but then again, you drive down into an area that looked just like a desert. Now this is a view of the reservoir at Huntington State Park. It's small, but pretty nice. Campground 2 was very small. There were only like 2 spaces that could actually fit our RV, but it wasn't real busy. Even on the weekend, it was pretty wide open. And through the week, there was almost no one there, as you can see. There are several recreation areas close by Huntington. One is called the Wedge. They also nickname it the Little Grand Canyon, and it is quite amazing. To access it, you've got to drive about 40 miles down a dirt road. You can see this is a big curve and downhill slope that I traveled down in the dually. Also, if you'll notice the roads, it hadn't rained in the area, but they water the roads every day because they want to keep the dust down. There are a lot of large coal trucks that use this road to get back and forth from a coal mine. Now here we are pulling up at the rim of the canyon, and the first thing I did was get my drone out for a fly. And you can see why they'd call that the Little Grand Canyon. It was quite amazing. Really very beautiful. Now I have to confess that there are times when I'm flying this drone out over these areas that would be almost impossible for me to get to, I do get a little concerned. Don't go maybe as far as I could, because I want to make sure I can get the drone back. Time to come home to Papa. Now Blinn and I went hiking. There's a rim trail. We followed it for a couple of miles. I actually encouraged her out onto some of these little ledges where you can get just a really dramatic view. Yeah, she's quite the hiker and a real trooper for going along with me on all this. I recently traded my Pedigo Interceptor in on a Pedigo Ridge Rider. It is a mountain bike, so I decided to ride the rim trail. Now lots of people do this. I read about it online and in a couple of magazines. But it is still very exciting and quite stimulating. You gotta keep your eye on the ball the whole time. And it's really tempting to look over the edge, but every time you do, the bike tends to want to go that way. So I kept my eyes forward as much as I could and rode around the trail. Thanks again for joining us on this adventure. We're sure glad you're here. And until we meet again, safe travels.